to look beyond the regular players and look for new talent. 5 overs, 34 for no loss. As expected in the second innings, when Nepal comes out to bat, you've seen a lot of crowd. This is in the air and just teases the fielder as the ball beats and goes past him over the ropes for 6. Asif Sheikh, and his timing just has been impressing one and all. 6 more for him.
Yeah, for the elegance and for the elan, that shot deserved a 6. Just look at that, the balance, the transfer of weight. Michael Lees thought it was coming right down his throat, so he was entrusted. And all of a sudden the ball says, I'm just beating you, my friend. And bam, into the boundary cushions. What a hit here from Asif Sheikh.
He is just looking in red hot form.
Yeah, the top order in top form, and this is how Nepal looks as a batting unit when both of them get going. Just take a look at the conviction with which they're playing their shots. Afraid to go down the ground, hit it in the air, use the field restrictions and then pierce the gaps. Square of the wicket. Just seeing some very high batting on display here from both these batters. You did mention that they did go through an ordinary run in the previous legs. Yes, that was also adding to the problems in the batting order. And no better time when playing on home turf between the two legs to come back into form.
Well, talking about form, Asif Sheikh's form is unquestionable. Top form, top man, top cricketer. Asif Sheikh. 14 runs in the over.
Yes, not trying to overhit it. He's just trying to play to the merit of it. And he knew it the moment it beat the fielder that he had timed it to perfection. And sometimes what you want to do when you play a shot like that, you want to stand and admire it. Just like how Asif Sheikh admired that boundary. They are inching towards 50 in no time. And this is not a T20 match. This is an ODI. 48 for no loss after 6.
.48 on the board. Nepal have breezed to 48 in just 6 overs.
Absolutely, Shoaib. They're cruising along to that 50-run mark. 48 for no loss. A lot of spin options here. But the only concern for Captain Richie Berrington is how much can he attack, knowing that he's defending only 194.
Well, attack is the only way forward for Scotland. They can't just wait for things to fall in place. They'll have to make things happen. And for that, they need bowlers who can take wickets. Mark Watt has looked off colour. Can Oliver Davidson get them the breakthrough? Not really, because Kushal Bhurtel has cut that one, that first ball, and it's raced away towards the point boundary for 4. Runs continue to flow from the bat of these two, and they are taking the game away yet again for the second consecutive time.
Yeah, second 50-plus partnership here in back-to-back games. 50 coming up in the 7th over. And a nice little welcome by Burtel to Davidson. What a start here for Nepal. 52 in 37. Quick time. And they've just looked so good. You just feel Nepal's a different side when both these batters get going. And then you start looking at the depth and the batting options. Oh, Rohit Paudel was harping about the fact that the partnerships remain key.
We were discussing about how the going was tough for Nepal prior to these two legs. Now I feel, oh, that is just spectacular. Otherworldly from Kushal Burtel. He looks like a man possessed, and everything that he is touching is turning into absolute gold.
Yeah, look at that for confidence. Yeah, bit of arrogance, bit of flamboyance, and a whole lot of confidence in that shot making. And right at the corner where the fans have gathered in huge number. Oh, and he's injured himself. That spectator where they're trying to go for a glory catch. Oh, what a hit.
Now that's much better. There's a chance for a run out. Oh, it's been given. An anti-climax to what was right now all Nepal's to take away. A wicket at the wrong time. Brilliance in the field from Scotland. And that has resulted in a run out.
Yeah, see Burtel's reaction post that. Firstly, that's a very dicey area to pick a single. You really don't know whose call is it. But what an effort. Give it to the fielder over there. It's been absolutely brilliant by Muncy. And then an accurate throw, and Asif Sheikh was nowhere. He was committed into that run. He was halfway down the track. Good release and pick up there by Muncy. And a very nice throw straight to the bowler. Nicely in position, and even the slide and the dive could not save Asif Sheikh. He'll feel a little betrayed. This was a bit against the run of play. He walks back for 29 in 17. Nepal lose their first at the score of 58.
Oh, wait, yeah. Come on, boys. Ollie, just behind.
In at number 3, playing his second one-day international, Ishan Pandey. And suddenly you see there's a spring in the step for Scotland. You need brilliance in the field sometimes. Your bowlers can do all they want, but you need your fielders to back your bowlers and pull out something special, and that's what George Muncy has done at point there. We'll get a single and keep strike for the next over. 7 overs completed. Nepal 58 for 1. Nepal are at 59 for 1. New batter in is Ishan Pandey. He'll still have to wait to get off the mark. And he's out there because of this run out. Now let's look at that again. Asif wanted that run. It was his end. And Kushal Burtel just not interested in that run.
Yeah, you just feel that Burtel sold him down the river there. And that's why Asif Sheikh was broken and gutted. And so was Burtel, because he may have felt that he betrayed his partner after giving that start. But I just bring another point here, Shoaib. You can take a look at the disgust here. He just threw everything on the way back to the dugout. He was livid because he was timing the ball really well, Asif Sheikh. Yeah, usually when the batter plays it in front of the wicket, it's the striker's call. Usually when the ball goes behind the wicket, it's a non-striker's call. There's always been a big discussion. Whose call is it when the ball goes to point or square leg, because the angle over here does not help either of the batsmen to decide how far it is, and that's why sometimes the batter who's hit the shot knows better how hard, how fast it's gone to the fielder. But here Bhurtel quite certainly against the run of play. That's another one gone in quick time, and that's Brandon McMullen with runs with the bat and now wicket with the ball, and all of a sudden Scotland are back in the contest and Nepal have lost both their openers.
Well, what a comeback for Scotland. Both the openers back in the dugout. There's absolute pin drop silence in the crowd because it's the well-set Kushal Bhurtel who's been adjudged leg before wicket. An appeal and the finger goes up from Buddhi Pradhan. Yeah, it was very, very close, I felt. Could have gone either ways. Kushal Bhurtel will have to walk back. So 2 wickets down. And it's 28 for Kushal Bhurtel with the bat. Was looking really good, looking really...
Captain Rohit Paudel walks out. Team in a bit of a spot here. No better time for the captain to stand up. He's been short of runs, maybe a little low on confidence. He's got those starts, the 20s and 30s. And each time he's looked good to go big with the bat. He's found the fielder in the deep. Yeah, his best effort in the last 6 outings is 39, Rohit Paudel.
Yeah, 2 brand new batters in the middle for Nepal from a position of authority and comfort. Nepal are suddenly in a spot of bother.
Yeah, just going by where Matthew Cross also was moving to his left. Sense that the ball may have been just angling down to the leg side. Nevertheless, close call. Got to give it to the on-field umpire to make that decision in a split second or millisecond.
I agreed. We've got the liberty and the luxury of watching it in the replay. The umpires don't, and it definitely was a close call. So, could have been umpire's call as well. Meanwhile, 2 wickets down for Nepal. They need to rebuild.
Oh yes, they certainly need to rebuild from here. We had an opening partnership that began in some style. Openers stitched 58 runs for the first wicket. Then, in the matter of 1 run, they lost 2 wickets. And both Asif and Bhurtel back in the dugout, and the stadium has gone silent.
And what an over this is from Brendan McMullen. First with the bat. He was clinical, and now with the ball in his very first over gets a wicket and bowls a wicket maiden. 59 for 2.
The more you try hard here, it's going to be easy to face. So this is it?
136 more needed
What do you think?
from 42 overs. So
10 behind, so if you're happy, I'm happy.
a lot of overs left to get those runs. They'll need to bat through. The top order fired for Nepal in that previous win against USA. The middle order now needs to step up in this game. A left-hand, right-hand combination with a slip in place. Here comes Oliver Davidson.
Oh, yes, oh, that's lovely, mate.
Yeah, 1 for 30 against Nepal in the first outing for Davidson, and 1 for 39 against USA. He's been tidy. He's kept a check on the economy.
Back to patting it back, eh? Down, down. Go, go, go. Go, 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 go.
Off the mark, Dr. Pandey. 2 batters on 0. Just feel the pressure now in the Nepal dugout. Yeah, but Ishan has shown a lot of maturity in that last innings in the chase. Not that he's new to playing top level cricket. He's been around for a while. Just that he's had those big long breaks in between international appearances, but he's been churning the runs in the domestic circuit. I just feel Rohit Paudell's innings today could be the differentiator.
Down. Good all.
Yeah, he can take his time, Rohit Paudel. They know what they are chasing. They know how many overs they've left with to chase that. So he can pace his innings accordingly. Oliver Davidson.
Down.
Yeah, you mentioned his numbers. Just a wicket apiece in 2 matches before this, in this leg. But what has been a standout aspect of his bowling is his economy and the way he's bowled in different passages of play in an innings. So overall, I think he's done really well.
There it is. That's the 1 all.
We saw what happened earlier in the day. 8 wickets went to spinners. And Richie Berrington is aware that that's the only weapon he has at this stage. Yes, he's got a wicket to a pacer,
Stand straight, row.
but he'll heavily rely on all the spin options he has at the moment.
Oh, that's it all. That's a lovely line.
Another probing over here by Oliver Davidson. Just the two coming off it. Nepal watchful and a little tentative after losing 2 quick wickets. 61 for 2.
Here we go, boys. Here we go, eh?
Yeah, McMullen continues. They've kept a fielder on the boundary ropes on the offside specifically for that shot.
All of a sudden, there's a bit of a lull in the stadium. In a country where every run is cheered for and every 4 is celebrated. You can imagine what's the kind of vibe, passion, colour, acceptance and love for the sport. Ishan Pandey.
It's a matter of time. 1 boundary and the crowd will be up and running back again, chanting and cheering and having fun. But those 2 wickets have definitely dealt a big blow to Nepal's run chase. First that run out of Asif Sheikh and then Kushal Bhurtel quickly following his partner to the dugout. Not out, says the umpire. Rather, this one's down the leg side as well, so he's not given it a wide, which means there's some part of Ishan Pandey that has touched the ball on its way to the keeper.
Brilliant piece of wicket keeping there by Matthew Cross. He was blinded by the batter. It's a medium pace on display. He's standing up. That ball deflects off something from the thigh pad, and still he manages to gather the ball and break the stumps. We saw Asif Sheikh today bringing out some inspiring wicket keeping, and Matthew Cross just in similar way. And 2 wickets to fall. First one, Asif Sheikh sold down the river by Bhurtel. Yes, and a big no, and that meant that Asif Sheikh had to go. Yeah, he realized that he's been thrown under the bus, and Bhurtel says, "My dear friend, sorry." And then after that, very next over, Bhurtel says, "I'm following you." A little unlucky maybe, yeah, but that was a very close call. Asif Sheikh disappointed. A bit aghast was Bhurtel.
Yeah, you're discussing about whose call it is, Mikhail, at that point region when the ball's hit towards the fielder at point. I think mostly, and that's the general rule, anything behind the crease, I think the crease is the mark. Anything with that line behind it, it's the non-striker's call. And you could see that the non-striker in that occasion, Asif Sheikh, had a better idea of where the ball was travelling with that angle. And that's beautifully timed again. There's protection in the deep, so they'll get 2 more. And we'll talk about that in the next over. After 10 overs, it's 64 for 2.
Yeah, some repair work to be done here for Nepal. And Scotland have come back. This game is in the balance and it's turning out to be a nice one here at the lovely Tribhuvan University International Cricket Stadium. So pace and spin from both ends. Rohit Paudel will certainly feel the nervous energy. Sometimes when you're low on confidence, you're just thinking twice before playing your favourite shot as well, Shoaib. He can take time and be watchful because that's not a big asking rate. Yeah, there again. See, the ball is played in that region. Whose call is it? The batter thinks it's mine. The non-striker believes maybe no. I've asked quite a few batters this question when during their player time, how would they look at the square of the wicket regions inside the circle, the point, backward point, the gap between point and cover. And time and again they say a lot depends on how the batter plays it, how hard he plays it, how much he times it for him to know how sooner it will get to the fielder. So he's the best man to assess that. And he could be the best call, but some batters had a contrary response to it at the non-striker's end.
Yeah, what I can say for sure is ball watching is a strict no-no. And I think Kushal Bhurtel on that occasion was found guilty of that. You know that you've cut it, you've played cricket for so long, for so many years, you know when you play that shot, it's always the non-striker who is going to the danger end. So you believe that he's doing the right thing and you follow his call. And I think Kushal Bhurtel, although unintentionally, has had to take the blame of that run out. 11 overs, 64 for 2.
Mine's the last one for this morning. Lefty coming down.
Dipendra Singh Airi padded up. He's slated to come in next. And some familiar faces sitting above the dugout over there. A lovely colour, lovely vibe, lovely weather, and a lovely Monday. Scotland are making a good match out of it. Yeah, good point, Shoaib, at the end of the previous over. You should never ball watch. Look at your partner, especially when you've called him for that run. Just go for it. Easier said than done. We are not batting in the middle. Brandon McMullen. He'll walk into any side, any format. What a versatile cricketer. Firmly driven, nicely fielded off his own bowling.
Yeah, well. With the bat and
the crowd's just getting a little excited. The fight on and keeping things tight. And remember, it's their fielding that's always stood out all through this leg. This time around, Jack Jarvis.
Yeah, great effort in the deep. First of all, good cricket overall. Not a bad ball, good shot. Missed by the point fielder, and then you could see Jack Jarvis running all the way and ensuring that it doesn't go beyond the ropes. That was Mark Watt who went all the way towards the boundary ropes when the crowd started cheering and chanting his name. And that's such a great sight. When it's, even if you're opposition, the crowd still backs you and cheers for you and just keeps the whole vibe going. There you go.
Yeah, always fun to come to a packed ground if you're a player. He's a very fine athlete, Brandon McMullen. This has been a good over. Just 2 coming off it. 66 for 2 after 12. Combination of spin and pace for the moment here for Scotland. A bit of a false start. How batters like to just come inside the line and just come a little across. These days, modern day cricket is all about manipulating the crease.
They're just looking for those singles at the moment, Rohit Podell, and that's the right plan as well. And play a long innings.
Oh, well, we can be.
Yeah, 3 batters to follow: Irie, Arif and Gulshan.